Ladies and gentlemen, grab your popcorn, because the US just went nuclear in its trade war with China. That's right. 27 new tariffs targeting everything from electric vehicles to solar panels, and it's about to shake up the global economy. How will these new tariffs affect your wallet, the tech race, and geopolitics? Today we're taking a deep dive to find out. The US and China have been locked in a trade war for years, but in 2024, things just escalated again. These new tariffs aren't just about trade, they're part of a bigger, more complex geopolitical chess game. On one side, you've got the US trying to slow China's rise to global dominance. On the other side, China is doubling down on its ambitions to become the world's superpower. With the new tariffs in place, this isn't just about politics. It's about shaping the global economy for decades to come. Let's start with the big fish, Section 301 tariffs. These were first rolled out during the Trump administration to punish China for stealing intellectual property and, let's face it, for playing dirty in global trade. Fast forward to 2024, and these tariffs still cover over $250 billion worth of Chinese goods, ranging from 7.5% to a whopping 25%. Tech, electronics, machinery, it's all in the crosshairs. Impacts. These tariffs are squeezing US manufacturers that rely on Chinese components, driving up prices and, yes, pushing inflation. But more importantly, this tariff is designed to hobble China's manufacturing power in high-tech industries, with the US seeking alternative supply chains. Next up, we've got steel and aluminum. The US slapped a 25% tariff on Chinese steel and a 10% tariff on aluminum, accusing China of dumping excess metal into global markets. What's the impact? Well, it's great for US metal industries, but tough on sectors that rely on these materials, like construction and automotive. Yep, if you're waiting on a new car, this could mean higher prices. Impact. By forcing US companies to buy local, these tariffs are meant to strengthen domestic industries. But here's the kicker. Anyone needing steel or aluminum is paying more. This hits industries hard, from car manufacturers to aerospace and infrastructure projects. And now, here comes the heavy hitter, a 100% tariff on Chinese electric vehicles. Why? Because China's making serious moves in the EV market and the US wants to put the brakes on that. With China leading in battery technology and affordable EV options, the US is feeling the heat. So they've slapped a massive tariff to give American EV producers a fighting chance. While this might slow down China's global EV domination, it comes at a cost. US consumers could see fewer options and skyrocketing prices. This tariff, in effect, is a move to protect America's electric vehicle future, but at the expense of affordability. Let's talk tech. Semiconductors, telecom equipment, and other high-tech products are vital to both the US and China's futures. The US is imposing up to 25% tariffs on these goods, aiming to weaken China's tech sector. Chips, smartphones, and your Wi-Fi router, all impacted. This move is all about slowing down China's rise as a global tech superpower. It forces US companies to rethink supply chains, but it also risks higher costs for consumers. Semiconductors are the backbone of modern technology, and controlling their production is the key to future dominance in AI, quantum computing, and next-gen tech. Now let's get green. The US is slapping a 30% tariff on Chinese-made solar panels and related renewable energy components. On paper, this looks great for American solar manufacturers, but there's a downside. This could actually slow down the US's own renewable energy transition. This is a double-edged sword. While it protects US solar companies, it could drive up the cost of renewable energy installations. Clean energy advocates are worried that this might hamper the push toward a greener future. In the grander scheme, it's part of a global race for renewable energy dominance between the US and China. Textiles and clothing? You better believe it. Made textiles and apparel are facing a 10% to 25% tariff. The idea here is to protect US textile manufacturers, who've been hit hard by the influx of cheap Chinese goods. For US consumers, this could mean pricier clothes, but for American manufacturers, this is a lifeline. However, it's unlikely that domestic manufacturing will increase significantly in the short term, meaning we'll feel this in our wallets before we see any gains in job growth. Next, we've got tariffs on Chinese machinery and electrical equipment, anywhere from 15% to 20%. This hits industries like manufacturing and agriculture, which rely heavily on Chinese imports. These tariffs could disrupt the US manufacturing sector, causing delays in projects or even stalling growth. For the agricultural sector, this could slow modernization efforts that depend on affordable machinery from China. Car lovers, this one's for you. The US imposed new tariffs on auto parts imported from China. If you're planning to buy a new car, expect to pay more. Car manufacturers will have to absorb these costs, or pass them on to you. Guess which one they're more likely to choose. Expect price hikes on everything from your next car repair to that shiny new electric vehicle. These tariffs could slow the automotive industry's recovery post-pandemic, with increased production costs likely leading to pricier cars for consumers. While the United States doesn't import a ton of agricultural goods from China, certain products like soybeans and frozen foods are now subject to tariffs. This is aimed at protecting US farmers, but it could also lead to some higher prices at your local grocery store. Although these tariffs may not dramatically affect the US economy, they send a clear message. The US is looking to secure its agricultural industry, while limiting China's ability to compete in this space. And last but certainly not least, your favorite gadgets are about to get pricier. The US has placed up to a 25% tariff on consumer electronics like smartphones, laptops, and appliances. Yep, that shiny new iPhone or that kitchen gadget you've been eyeing is now going to cost a bit more. This is a big one for everyday consumers. Chinese manufacturing is critical to the tech industry, and these tariffs will lead to higher costs for American tech companies. While they could try to move production elsewhere, that transition will be neither cheap nor quick. Expect to see price hikes on a lot of the gadgets you rely on, from laptops to home appliances. So what's the takeaway from all of this? These tariffs represent more than just a trade war. They're part of a larger global game of chess between the US and China. By imposing these tariffs, the US is trying to maintain its position as the world's top economic power, while simultaneously slowing China's rise. But as we've seen, these tariffs don't come without costs. Higher prices, inflation, and supply chain disruptions are the price America will pay to protect its industries. On the global stage, these tariffs signal a continued decoupling between the two largest economies in the world. While this may provide short-term relief to US industries, the long-term implications could reshape global trade. As the US tries to diversify its supply chains away from China, we may see new trading partners emerge, potentially altering the world's economic landscape. So, what do you think? Will these tariffs hurt China more or backfire on the US? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you've made it this far, I've got to ask, please subscribe to Mwaki Insights. We dive deep into geopolitics and global trade, bringing you fresh perspectives on world events. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and share this video with someone who needs to know what's really going on behind the headlines. Thanks for watching. See you next time.